Last year, the world began to witness the impact of genocide against the Palestinian people. In this context, Indonesian volunteers emerged as a symbol of solidarity and humanity, striving to provide aid and hope amidst the sorrow that has engulfed the region. Joining us today, Medical Volunteer Mercy and Team Leader EMT Mercy for Gaza, Dr. Dani Kurniadi Ramdan. Good morning, Dr. Dani. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So maybe we can begin with telling us how long that you stayed in Gaza, which part of Gaza were you staying, and how long that you're back in Indonesia now?
My team is EMT 5, is acronym for Emergency Medical Team 5. We stay in about 2 months in Gaza. Since July until early October.
Okay, and so I know you're back in Indonesia.
Yes.
So surely you're still in touch with everybody, with your team in Gaza right now, whenever there's possibility. Maybe you can tell us about the latest update that you know about the situation surrounding the Indonesia hospital, is it?
Yes.
In Gaza at the moment.
Right now, Indonesian hospital is located in the northern Gaza.
The northern Gaza?
Yes.
Okay, so near the border.
Near the border of
the
Israel.
enclave and the Israelis.
You see, Gaza is dividing to several areas.
Right.
The humanitarian area is on the middle and the south.
Middle and south?
Middle and south.
Okay.
And northern Gaza is actually the most isolated part right now. And now the area is under siege with Israeli troops, and the hospital is under siege.
It's under siege as well,
now,
so people cannot go in and people cannot go out from the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still about 40 patients there and about 50 of medical workers there, but they cannot do anything right now because they're under siege.
Okay. So there's nothing they can do about, because surely for the operational of the place we need, medicines going in and out, etc. So that is not happening.
Yes. The most needed now is the electricity. Because
electricity. So there's no electricity
so they cut
as
the
well.
power as well.
Yeah, electricity and food. Because without electricity, there will not be any water to provide, and then medical equipment cannot be working, and now they don't have water to drink now.
Okay. Okay. So you mentioned that this northern part is the area where where it's I would say one of the worst areas of
right now. Yes.
One of the worst areas of what's happening. But now the hospital is still standing.
The hospital, Indonesian hospital, is still standing there, and they still providing any medical care that they can do right now, despite the lack of the resource. But yeah, it's very sad now. The condition is very worse now.
How about the surrounding areas of the hospital?
I think it's already, most of them is already destroyed, and the people, the Palestinian people surrounding the hospital is now being displaced to another place. And there's nothing there now right now.
That is so sad to hear, Audrey.
Yeah, and it is really unfortunate to see that the conditions are not sustainable, especially for the people inside the hospital, and that is what's important. How many Indonesian volunteers are currently located there, Doctor?
Right now in northern Gaza, there is no volunteer from Indonesia.
No volunteers.
We are stationed in middle Gaza. There is still about 4 medical volunteers in middle Gaza, in Deir al-Balah. We still contact with them every time there is communication, because the communication there is on and off.
Are you able to travel inside of the enclave, or?
No. You see, the IDF is separating the areas.
That's what I've heard. I heard that the Israeli government wants to split Gaza into several different areas, and they're putting like huge, big streets.
Yes.
Right. With military presence also in every corner.
Yes, then right now, if we want to go to another place, such as from middle or to the northern Gaza, we have to go with the WHO convoy
Okay.
with IDF permission.
Okay.
I see.
If there is no permission, we cannot go there.
Okay.
So it is a must that you have to go with the convoy. How safe is the convoy actually? Even being a part of a medical team, we've heard before
Yeah.
that that still does not stop attacks on people who are actually trying to give aid.
WHO is doing an excellent job in this part. They strictly to the rule. If there is no green light from the IDF, they will not go. So until now, the convoy is no accident actually, but surrounding our journey is very dangerous actually. There is bombing and shooting and etc. etc.
Probably one of the things that people would like to find out about is because people cares about what's happening in Gaza and governments from around the world are sending aid, but does the aid reach the people who needs it in Gaza from your perspective?
There are several aids from Indonesian. The first time is from the period when the Rafah border is still open from Egypt.
Right. Back at the time where Rafah border is still, not now
It's
is
very
occupied
it's been
by-
taken
Yeah.
over by the Israelis. So
But after the border is sieged by Israeli, there cannot be any.
so there's no
aid.
movements of goods from Egypt or in and out the border, or
Maybe some aid, but not many because right now the aids mainly from Israeli side.
oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's from the Israeli
Yes,
side.
from Israel. So every
From the-
organization have to give permission from the Israel to.
Oh.
Oh,
So
okay.
it cannot go straight into Gaza.
Yes.
It needs to have a.
They have to
permission.
go to Israeli country first, and then from Israeli country go to Gaza.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more of volunteers' life. I mean, you stay there for a couple of months, for 2 months.
2 months.
How did it begin that you were sent or you had the idea to go to Gaza? What was the story from your side?
I'm sorry. What do you?
Like from the beginning, what motivated you to
To go
become
to, yeah.
a volunteer for
Motivating me.
this as well?
I think there's two main reasons for me to go to the Gaza. The first is humanitarian reason. Right now, what happened in Gaza is the worst widely documented humanitarian disaster
Yeah.
in the world. And I think every humanitarian worker want to contribute there. They don't want just to sit and watch. They want to do something about that. That's the first. And the second is my belief. I believe there's our skill and knowledge is trust from God that will be held accountable someday. So there I was. I tried to contribute something.
Yes, and surely by your presence there as well as the volunteers, it made an impact for people who are in need. This is like you said, one of the biggest humanitarian crises
Inshallah.
in history. So for now, after you're working with volunteers, do you have any messages that you want to send, especially for people who are also volunteering or in Gaza? Do you have any message that you want to leave to them?
Seeing my experience in Gaza and seeing how much the humanitarian disaster widespread on Gaza, I believe if we just give the humanitarian aid is not enough.
Okay.
We must we must, there have to be a ceasefire, the permanent ceasefire,
Yeah.
so the humanitarian aid can keep going, continue in in good manner. Because right now, if we want to give humanitarian aid, there is a trouble, there is a not permitted from Israel, and there is a bombing. We need ceasefire. That is my message, actually.
Okay. How has the experience of living in Gaza for 2 months, you feel, has changed you?
Yeah. Mostly it's a sad experience, actually. I still remember every detail. When there is a mass casualty incident, I still can remember the sight, how it's very saddening. I'm sorry I cannot describe it here.
Okay.
But despite of all the horror that I see,
Yeah.
when I talk to the people of Gaza, and I say my condolences to them,
Yeah.
they say with the, they say to me that, they said, Alhamdulillah. They are the most resilient people in the world.
Yeah.
And I have much to learn from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate it. And also our prayers go to you and your team and the people of Gaza as well. Once again, thank you so much for being
you,
here,
Doctor.
joining us and talking about your experience with us at TVRI World.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.
So,
And
yeah.
with that also closes our show for today, our dialogue, and we do hope, Uli, we send our best prayers
Yep.
for people who are in Gaza and those situations in need. We hope that all the volunteers are also kept safe, and the best decision will be taken very soon. And I'm Audrey Utoyo. Thank you so much for watching.
I'm Uli Herdi, and see you next time in our next episode. Take care and goodbye.